Yo, what's up YouTube? It's Ty here and it's time for some golden advice. Today's video is how to deal with stress or how to manage stress. I don't know what title I'm going with yet, so we'll figure that out. And I'm gonna give you my tips and tricks of how I live a stress-free life. Kinda, sorta. This isn't no clinically proven magic blueprint. I'm just being blunt and honest about what works for me and what I've seen work for others. So let's get right into the video. Alright YouTube, so tip number 1, take yourself outside of your stress. Yeah, outside like this.
I ain't going outside today.
No, but not literally outside. What I mean by that is you are preparing to handle and attack your stress. You are preparing to deal with your stress. So when I say take yourself outside of your stress, it's all about doing a task or an activity or a hobby, whatever it is, that allows you to relax, that allows you to clear your mind in a sense. During this first step, you don't want to do anything that's harmful to you. Meaning some people might smoke, some people might drink, some people might party, some people might have sex. You don't want to do anything that avoids stress. That's called a coping method. You don't want to cope with your stress and throw it under the rug and just hide it behind like those activities. The difference between that and this is that this is all about preparing to handle your stress. When you cope with your stress and you delay it, you're never facing it. You're only just delaying it off and putting it away to be dealt with later. How you doing? The importance of taking yourself outside of your stress is so that your mind can refocus. If you're ever in the middle of a storm, if you're ever too deep in the stress, it's like it starts to consume you. Your thoughts are just full of just negativeness. So as you take yourself outside of your stress, hopefully it'll ground you and remind you that whatever you're stressed about or whatever you're thinking about isn't there is all to life. Part 2, make a plan for your stress. Number 1 was more passive because you want to get outside of the stress so that you could think clearly. For part 2, since part 2 is make a plan, this is all about being aggressive. And if you're stuck in the stress, you're stuck in a storm, that's like bringing you down. You can't think clearly. You can't make a plan. You can't be aggressive. You can't work your way out of your situation. So the whole point of making a plan is so that you be aggressive about what's going on around you and how it's making you feel. You don't just be a victim. You attack it. Like for example, it was just college and stuff. I had probably 6 tests in a span of 10 days and an 18 to 22 page paper due.
Oh! Somebody! Oh! He needs some milk!
I need to emphasize the fact that I didn't have near as much time as I needed. Sometimes like I do be procrastinating a little, but I work well under pressure.
Forget about what that word means. There's a fire breaking out in the language, Lo.
So when it came to these 2 weeks and I realized like, yo, I didn't have enough time to do what I wanted to do or do the work as good as I wanted to do it, it started to really stress me out. And one of the things I did is I skipped step 1. I didn't think outside the box. The only reason I couldn't do that is because I didn't have enough time. I didn't have enough time to chill and relax, and I literally had to go. So I realized that as I had 10 days to do this stuff that I didn't have any time to do, I made a spreadsheet. Not on Google, not an electronic one, but a spreadsheet with dates on it where I had due dates for myself. I basically mapped out how I wanted my next 10 days to go, whereas though the end goal was for everything to be done in the orderly fashion. And I realized that after I made that plan, the rest of the week became easier. Yeah, it was still stressful, but it allowed me to focus on the task at hand. And that's one thing you don't want stress doing. You don't want stress taking it away from your work ethic. You don't want to be stressed up and so riled up that you can't do anything. Now into part 3. Part 3 is make a decision. That's simple.
Hey, look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
This is probably the most important part because one thing you might not have noticed about stress is stress comes from hesitation. For example, in my college work example, I was so stressed out, I didn't know how I was going to do this work in that short amount of time. Or when I was thinking like, is this even really possible? But once I made the decision, I'm going to do it, I'm going to make it happen, and I'm going to make it work. I stopped stressing on that factor of it. You never stress as much after you make a decision, a commitment. Alright, so that really wraps up today's video. Leave a like, a comment, and tell me how you feel about that. And subscribe for more content. More golden advice coming soon. Yes, sir.